Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
We might never change the world, at least we've had our say.
Real talk about movies, music, politics, race, and religion.
Growing up, not growing old, the feeling is still the same.
Live from New York. It's the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
To everybody tuning in, what's up? What's going on? Happy summer so far. It goes, what summer? I just want to may I interject? It's crazy, right? You think summer vacation. You see right away, it goes, well, I didn't do nothing. Like, is that what, remember, summer just consisted of it being summer? Not what you did really, it was just, this is it. It's summer. And I'm a feral wild dog until fucking school. That's even crazier.
It's 4th of
Just to
July,
say.
and then 4th of July is over, and then 2 weeks it's August, and then it's it. Summer's over.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. The 31st of August, that's it. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you later, summer.
They're already
That
talking
night.
about fucking back to school clothes and shopping and fucking all that shit.
I saw Halloween candy in the aisle in the supermarket tonight. Halloween candy already.
Get the
I love
fuck
Halloween
outta here.
candy.
Really?
I'll send you the fucking. I took a picture of it too. I sent it to my wife. I'm like, look at this already. It was actually, because I said I can't believe it's July 31st. July 31st, they had that shit up on the shelves already. Fucking Frankenstein, fucking pumpkins already.
Spot on. That's a spot on Frankenstein. You've been practicing that shit.
Remember De Niro did fucking Frankenstein?
No, I never even looked at that fucking movie.
You know what?
Me neither. I never saw it either. I did mad comedy bits on it, but I never saw not one fucking frame of it.
Let me ask you something, guys. Can
You look like a mad ball with that.
So
you notice that?
fucking celebrities, right? You have celebrities, movie stars, musicians. Can you separate
Magicians.
the person from the art?
That's a good question. I was
Say
just
again?
having this conversation.
Can you separate the person from the art? Because he brought up De Niro, and he's kind of a dick, but he has some great fucking flicks.
That's a good question because
that's the question.
It's really hard to do sometimes because, I mean, I personally can, but I know there's people out there that fucking, they throw rocks at people because they didn't like the role they played. You know,
they think they're really them. That's the real person.
Because I was thinking about this, and I had mentioned this to you, Paulie, yesterday, and I kind of mentioned it to you about the Billy Joel documentary on HBO.
Right.
So, Ant, did you have a chance to check it out?
I put it on, but HBO Max, every time I put it on, I get a little circle in the middle of the fucking screen.
Oh, yeah, it's like loading or some shit. Paul, you saw it?
Buffering.
I can't win.
Paulie, you saw it?
I did. Actually, I did. And I got to say, I was entertained. I was definitely entertained. But I'm not I think I figured it out last night. My wife and I, we were watching it. Now, his first shit with Coldwater Creek, whatever the fuck that was like, what, 71, 72?
Cold Spring Harbor.
Cold Spring Harbor. Coldwater Creek. I'm over here in Coldwater Creek. You make a right at Coldwater Creek, and you keep going all the way. So, most of my life, right, this guy's been in my fucking jamming me in my ear hole, right? So when you're a kid, Billy Joel is like, what? Foreign. Especially back when he was doing Uptown Girl, right? Now, this is, follow me now. That was 83, right? 82, 83. Meanwhile, that was like his comeback. Meanwhile, we were just kids. I was a little kid, 10 years old, whatever, 10, 11. And I'm seeing this Uptown. I'm like, oh, what is this shit? And then I remember there was some dudes breaking in it. They were popping. Real small. And I stood through the whole torture to see 2 seconds of a fucking dude pop locking. Right? Anyway, by that time, he was already like reinvented himself like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So growing up as a little kid, I'm like, oh, Billy Joel. I was 10, and then in 90, all of a sudden he became a fucking fisherman in the 90s with the Alexa down east of Alexa. And then I'm in the bar and I'm old enough now. I'm like, wow, this really sucks. And then I see they all like it. I'm like, oh, I really hate this now.
You know
What
what
you
though,
saying?
about Billy Joel? Mike, when we were young in Brooklyn, we had the 8-track,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it was fucking Glass Houses, and he had on his leather jacket, his
I
jeans, and
remember
like
that.
his mechanic boots, and he was throwing the rock. And I remember as a kid, I was like, "Yo, that motherfucker's a badass."
Yo, did we
You know,
have The Stranger also?
Yes, with the
All right,
bro,
yeah,
I
yeah.
had all those. I had all those
because that
albums
cover
too. My
scared the
older
shit
brothers
out of
and
me.
sisters. Yeah, that one with the face, the little
Yo,
Yeah,
baby
yeah,
porcelain face. Yeah, I agree. I'm
yo,
in
that
with you
shit
on
was
that one.
creepy, man. I remember
yeah.
I used to stare at it and be like,
100%.
"What is
Yeah,
that?"
yeah. What is it? Was it gonna move? You know what I'm saying? Don't forget too. They're talking about doing blow. You got your hand, the spoon up your nose. I remember being a kid, not knowing what that meant, and just laughing at the lyric. Ha
Yeah,
ha! Spoon up your nose. Ha ha! It's
yeah.
funny. You know what I mean? Running around, saying big shot. Ha ha! You take your big shot. We were kids. You thought like because obviously our parents talk like that. I know my parents say, look at this guy, big shot like dice. My father was like that. Hey, big shot, big shot. Always saying big shot. So to me, it was like a novelty. And that's early, 78 that was, right? The Stranger was 78.
With the spoon
Early.
in your nose, right? Meanwhile,
Yeah, yeah.
15 years later, that's me
Yeah.
looking out the fucking window at 4
Exactly.
a.m. listening to the birds chirp.
Exactly. Staring out the window with your fingers up your nose. And then it all made sense now. Yeah, obviously, the song's about a hangover, right? But that's already like, we're already kids. I know I was, and I'm like, this is, Billy Joel's always like, they do it with the spoon up, and then moving out. Remember that was a big one. Bosom Buddies, wasn't that like the fucking the
Bosom
Yeah,
theme
Buddies.
song?
No,
Buffy and Hildegard.
wait, wasn't no, move it
Exactly.
out. No, Bosom Buddies was you may be wrong. You may be wrong, right? Wasn't that the song or
That was
no?
the other one too. He rode the motorcycle in the rain. That was the badass type shit that you're talking about, it. Because like it's so funny. He's just, you know what I mean. He became all these different people, and then that's the whole thing. Now it's hard for me to like even articulate this because it's just so much succession, and that thing was like 3 hours too, right?
Do you
It
That
know?
was
whole
it was
first
long.
beginning was like a trip down memory lane. My whole
It was
childhood.
long. Yeah, it was really
Yeah, it
Do
was
you
long.
know
long.
he walked through Bedford Stuyvesant alone?
Right.
But here's the
Exactly.
fucked up thing. The thing
He
about
rides
this
a
documentary,
motorcycle. He's tough.
all these songs are written after shit that happened to him, which I just thought he was talking shit. But you realize that these lyrics, they're not really like deep or they're not really introspective.
It was all about the girl.
Something
He was a
happened to him,
scumbag to
and then he
begin
wrote
with.
it down.
He scumbagged his
Yeah.
boy out of his boy's wife.
Yeah,
He
well,
knocked her up. He got her married, and then Billy the scumbag came in, and she got a spoon up her nose.
yeah, that
Not,
was
not,
that part. Yeah,
not fashion 100%, but yeah, the end result.
but the reason I'm bringing up this separating the fucking artist from the artist, because well, I think me and you have more of a relationship with Billy Joel because of our father listened to it all the time. We listened to it
Yeah.
as kids, and
Oh,
some of
dude,
those
you
songs
couldn't
really
escape
have
it.
some of those songs really have like it brings me back.
Yeah, me too. Me
There's a
too.
bit of an
Again,
emotional
totally nostalgic.
big
Yeah, it
of
was
an emotional
emotional.
connection.
I
So
gotta believe.
number one, I thought forever. I didn't know he was Jewish. That's the first thing.
Yeah, me neither.
And I know so many
Obvious.
Italian guys that have those buggy eyes that I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's an Italian, but he's not.
Right?
And then also in the
He's
documentary,
from
this
Long
was
Island.
usually I don't give a fuck about celebrities. I don't care if they die. I don't care that their political beliefs. But since I do have a bit of emotional with his music,
Yeah.
when he had mentioned, remember Charlottesville, Trump, there was good people on both sides.
Yeah, of course.
Well, if you listen to you watch that whole video, he does say, I'm condemning Nazis, I'm condemning white supremacists.
Yeah.
But now Billy Joel in his documentary, he's like, Trump should have condemned the Nazis. I was
Oh,
like,
is that part two? I didn't get to part two yet. Is that part two?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, but then again, that's HBO. They have to do it. They won't
But
they
the
won't
thing is,
greenlight that
like,
until they do shit like that.
I guess because of my
Was he
history
quiet on
listening to his
Palestine?
music, I guess because the history of my music, listening to him and his music, I thought maybe I would actually look into things before spouting off shit. Like, you know what I'm
Which
saying?
song
He's
to
just
say that?
another
That was a little extra.
typical Hollywood kind of guy.
They
That's
do
the
that with
script.
everything, bro. They do that with everything. And what bothers me about it the most is that people take it in. Like you're telling me that you can't listen to one more minute more, just the truth for yourself. You're just gonna take what they say and run with that shit. I mean, we talk about this all, we talk a lot about this shit and where we're from. Dude, I'm just a street guy. How the fuck do I know to give it
That's what I
another
was
minute?
saying. Yep.
What the fuck? And these people are supposed to be educated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. The whole world is like that, man. And there's a lot of shit going on right now out there. Not to get, start veering off, but there's mad shit going on right now that's fucked up.
So I was like, and usually, like I was saying, I don't care about celebrities, but I was a little disappointed to know that he's one of those guys that didn't look into what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of that, and they're not gonna. They're going to encourage that HBO. You can read how many millions of billions of dollars are pumped into that how much they give to Democrats. You know what I mean? Of course, that's their team. They're gonna, but it don't work really. It never worked for me. Matter of fact, Mike, we were doing a podcast on your show right before he won. Remember you asked me? I remember distinctively. You were like, what do you think about it? We were making fun of like Hillary and all that, which was funny because that's what I was in it for at first. I was just like, I can't stand to see that smug cunt. You know what I mean? Running around,
Same.
putting it in everybody's face. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It could have been Billy Joel himself. I'd been like, I'll take him over this fucking cunt any day, right? But I get ahead of myself. I said back then, I'm like, you know what? I don't think he's gonna do. He's just like them, He's just another guy. I'm just glad she lost or whatever, and he's gonna go in there. And it's gonna be more of the same, right? I didn't think. But then when I seen the outright propaganda onslaught against
Crazy.
the guy, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. And not me, of course. I'm like, I seen that coming a mile of fucking way. That's when I got interested. I'm like, oh. He's poking you. You don't like that. Oh, is he that guy?
Yep.
And that's what dragged me in. And the guy's from Queens, bro. Look, we've seen this guy our whole life. He's dealt with the mob, fucking,
Construction in the 80s. It's
Are you kidding
crazy.
me? You couldn't pour a square inch without going through the boys. Are you nuts? Gabish? So, you think he hasn't dealt with it, and they were 10 times worse than the mob, what they did to this fucking guy. You're taking shots at him in the end. But I digress. Back then, like it was like a celebrity thing, like you said. I don't think these people they don't believe the shit that they say. You know what I mean?
You know
It's
what?
part of the script.
We spoke about this, Mike. I don't know if it was us three, but we spoke about.
Oh, see ya. Yo, they sniped him.
Come back in. Come back, fight. They didn't fight.
They didn't like.
They didn't fight.
They didn't like what you were saying. It.
Hey, raise a fist in your back. Where's the American flag in the back? Yeah, cup of coffee.
They're trying to silence you, bro.
Yeah,
I
see that?
so,
They really
right?
are. They swept the block where you're at right now, bro. They waved the wand in the air.
He's a New York guy, and he's just too quick for them.
But he was one of them. He was a blue dog a lot of his life. Are you kidding me? He jumped the fence whenever it was good for him. They all do that though, except the career ones. Obviously, they start off at 125,000. They walk out of there with the kitchen sink and 500 million. Tell me how that happens. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, they're not supposed to get paid that much money to do that job.
I'm all for term limits. Get in, get out, bro. You do your 2 years, you do your 4 years, and that's it. Make your bones in there, make your connections there, and then go in the private sector. Not my money.
So I have no problem separating the guy from the actor from the art.
See that? That's the anchor, Mike. Bringing us right back. I need that. I'm like a kite. I start fucking.
Yeah, but we love you anyway, Paulie.
No doubt. But we're separating the artist from the mess.
I could still watch Taxi Driver and fucking Goodfellas,
Yeah, anything that he did when he was younger was fucking great. But you know what it is? Especially, you know what though, man? I can't separate, but it's getting worse. Like it's getting worse because now when I see De Niro, like when his rants and the shit that he's saying. Now, if he was saying logical shit, I might be able to overlook it a little bit more, but the things that come out of these fucking people's mouths is fucking ridiculous. Like I don't. Where the fuck do they get this shit? Oh, he's coming after you and you. And, coming after nobody, bro. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
bro.
Yeah.
They act like we haven't seen this
Yeah.
guy. He was fucking body slamming Vince McMahon, bro. He shaved his fucking head. What going after people? He's going after McMahon.
Yo, it's fucked up.
Yo, but here's a good example of the artist and the man and the artist, right? You can hate the man for a long time. When I first became a Smiths fan, Morrissey, right? And then you hearing the rumblings, oh, he's gay, he's gay. I'm like, nah, no way, bro. It's like somebody trying to tell you, a family member, hey, nah, I ain't having it. It's Morrissey. Even though, granted, you listen to the lyrics, like, but
Pretty
when you're
gay.
young and yeah, it's pretty fucking gay, I gotta say. But the music and the composition and the words, and even if it is gay, you know what I'm saying? It captured what he was about, right? So I'm like, I could separate, my real life, who I am, and music that I listen to. Just
Right.
like
Yeah.
I wouldn't listen to Mobb Deep and then really start fucking selling crack, or you know what I mean, they're shooting people or whatever the
Yo,
fuck
it
Yeah.
makes me think
they
of
talk
Rob
about.
Halford, bro. It makes me think of Rob Halford listening
Another
to
one.
Judas Priest back in the day, and then he came out as gay, and all of a sudden it all made sense. I'm like, wow, that motherfucker's gay.
Yeah.
Then after being in the business and seeing these people for who they are, who's cool, who's not, then I like up I don't give a fuck who you are, who you bang, or what you do in your bedroom. I don't care about that. You're a musician or this or that. I'm going to judge you on your performance or whatever it is that you got. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that I like as people. I'm not going to say no names. And there's other people, I hate their music, but I love them. There's other people, I like their music and I can't fucking stand them. Or they're rappers or whoever you are. You know who you are. Half of them, if I don't can't stand them, I don't fuck with them. And as I gotten older, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can't even listen. Like a song that I used to like is kind of ruined now because I know that this guy is such a jerk off that I don't even want to give my ears the fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
I
you
don't
know
Yeah.
want to. I
what
don't want to
happened?
disrespect my ears.
They've taken on another level. Instead of being honest, they've taken on this other superiority level now.
That's the
That
other thing.
I'm going to say what I got to say, and people are going to listen. You know what I mean? So I'm going to spit everything what I think. You know what I'm saying? They've taken on another level. Well, the internet has a lot to do with it, and the
True.
dumbing down of like civilization, like we said before. Listening to that, you know what his emotions take over. Oh, there were
Yes.
good sides on both. What did he say? He's still talking. What did he say? Now your emotions are all over the fucking place. You're not even paying attention anymore.
Yeah.
How
Right.
about calm the fuck down and really think about what the fuck is going on and pay attention? They like stepped up. At least for themselves, they took like a step and looking down at us, and you're gonna listen. That's why all this shit's going on with Hollywood and musicians. People fucking hate them and love them more now than ever before. I didn't know what Billy Joel's political stance was fucking when we were kids, and I
You didn't
didn't
know.
give a
You
fuck.
dand know
Right.
anybody's,
Nobody, and you didn't give a
And
fuck.
not for nothing.
except
It
for maybe
wasn't
Sean
as
Penn.
hard. Yeah. Right. Fuck. It wasn't as hard body pushed in our faces back then. I mean, I remember seeing like you know, what was that movie, Land of a Thousand? Who was it? It was the video they had all those character puppets of like Reagan and like
Oh,
Carter
Phil
and
Collins.
yeah, the Phil, yeah. I remember
Oh, I
seeing
remember
that
that fucking
and
video.
yeah, I remember seeing that and being was politics. I was like, this song sucks now. Like, you see, I remember those puppets were like all
They,
they were
they, they were
heavy.
they were kind of creepy, actually. Yeah, they were like
Yeah,
weird
yeah, but
looking.
it was like for a minute there, it was kind of like a thing. Like they did all kind. It was I forget who, maybe some puppeteer or whatever.
It's like that
He was
claymation shit, right?
It was probably Jim
right.
Henson.
It wasn't Jim Henson though, but it was a guy like that though, like going to be the next Jim Henson or whatever. Uh, it's escaping. But I remember that, and I was a kid when that song was out too. And I'm like, when I started seeing anything political, even as a kid, I was like, that's like grown up shit. Like I don't want to fucking. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
who wants to talk? Let's go roof climbing, bro. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck who the president is. I don't give a, what does that got to do with throwing eggs on Halloween?
Yeah, which is a lost art, by the way.
Right,
Yo, it
true.
really is. It's fucking terrible. You got
I
to
can
go
only
bombing.
imagine.
Fucking bombing.
Yeah, the bombing
Yo,
was a major thing. Major,
do you
major
remember
thing.
like Halloween used to be like war? It was
Yeah,
Yeah,
war.
man.
Yo, you might
yeah,
not come home.
throwing
And it
potatoes,
so exciting.
fucking hard-boiled eggs. Right? Yeah, it was a real.
Yo, we were
Well, we
on
got to save that. We got to save that for the October. Fucking.
Oh yeah,
yo,
the Halloween
we were on
episode.
13.
We're already fucking. We're veering. We're doing $1.60 down on one Wizzy right now.
I
We're
got a
really
quick
talking about
I
Christmas
got a
soon.
quick Whipster one, bro. For whip. We were on 13th Avenue fucking. We were just
Oh,
throwing eggs at everybody. I think we were
buses, people,
throwing back
everything.
and forth with 15th Avenue. Boom, boom, boom,
Except
just throwing eggs,
yes.
right? All of a sudden, Whip runs to the middle of the street. He goes, "Fuck the eggs, let's fight!"
And
Yo,
they
fucking
did.
Whip. Yo, fucking Whip, man. And so many times, bro, I can't with him. He's like, "Fuck the eggs." He goes, "Let's fight!" Bro, in the middle of the street. I go, I fucking love that dude. Whatever, but yeah,
That was a
one.
fucking great times, man. Especially 13th Avenue. Man, yo, it was Halloween, and then bombing, then like throwing fucking throw ups and tags and shaving cream all over the place after you killed everybody with it.
Poor
That's
Chinese
a
delivery guys on their bike.
they,
Oh man, we'd be
any
on the roof.
overpass, forget it.
We'd be on the roof. They'd be going by, just delivering food, making money, bro. We would like assault them.
So kids don't do that shit no more, huh?
Nah.
I mean, but
They're
then
on
again, what
camera.
would
Now
we
you're on
know? A
camera
bunch
like
of
this.
fucking 50-year-olds running around chasing kids with fucking eggs. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know what the fuck they're up to, by the way, nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's get back to Billy Joel as the artist, right? And because, like, Billy Joel, for us, like, especially, we got into hardcore early, like, growing up the way we did, like, it was a vast, we had access to a lot of different record stores. You know what I mean? We had access to music. So you would see, or whatever, like, obviously no internet. So the mainstream was really, that was, you made it. You know what I mean? But the shit that we were listening to was not being played on,
Yeah.
98, 104, whatever. It's the Billy Joels, it's Elton Johns. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, that was like, damn, that was like my older brothers and sisters or whatever. Just older people listen to that. Not really with that. I want to listen to Africa Mombata. I want to listen to fucking, you know what I mean? Cro-Mags. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, Paulie, how did you
Murphy's
get
Law.
into that? How did you pick up hardcore? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
How I got into hardcore was from playing the drums. I started playing the drums at 12.
You play the
Right?
fucking drums?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
Holy
been
shit!
playing the
All
drums
right, I
since
didn't know that.
since I'm 12. Yeah, yeah. But I first started practicing break beats and fucking and token entry records and early ska like Toasters, Bim Scala Bim, shit like that. I was like, I would listen to
Sound
that.
music,
So
huh? Yeah.
and I also in between all that, I was into freestyle BMX, and I would get Freestyle magazine, and in there they would have ads for SST records and like Bad
Oh
Brains, and I would
shit!
see all this shit as I'm into all of this stuff and playing and listening. We're going in school, and I would read Freestyle magazine, Thrasher magazine when I got into skating, and like I would see all these. By the time I got to skating, though, I was fully into hardcore and everything. But yeah, it was through playing music, and there was a kid in Dyker. I went to Dyker 201. Obviously, we all know that. Chris the Skinhead. And that kid, I was like, yo, he listens to shit that I listen to. You know, fucking DRI, Mucky Pup, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And he went, and we're in Dyker Heights, you know what I'm saying? At, 1987, 88. You know what I mean? Nobody was really into that type of shit. So, and
No, yeah.
that was why I wanted to be into it too, because I knew all the Guido music and everything like that because it was always all around me, my older brothers, sisters, whatever. This I felt like was my shit. So, and the more that they hated it, is the more I loved it. What is this? Or when I would play ska, like the Toasters, and what is this, fucking clown music? So when I would hear that, I'm like, yes, now I'm fucking, yes, I'm a clown. I'm listening to clown. I'm a clown. You hate it? I love it. That's that. When they went here, I went there. And hardcore, the matinees, Carlos Ozzy, my man, Terrors, my boy John Gallagher, Chris Sons, these dudes were into punk and hardcore, and I was kind of listening to what they had in their record collection. Crass, Chris Sons, I saw my first Bad Brains record. No, actually, it was Richie Rojas had the Roya sessions. and that one was just
Oh
that
yeah.
was that was the one. And then he had like Bob Marley Exodus. This is all like '88, summer of '88, and like I was already like kind of my eyes and ears were open. And then they were like, "Yo, the hardcore matinees." This was like in spring of '87, and then they were like, "Yo, these guys are playing too." I'm like, "What? Playing where?" They're like CBGB's in the city. I'm like, "Yo, in 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 11 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 o'clock, I'm I'm in," because I wasn't allowed to go to later on. I couldn't go to the Ritz. I couldn't go to the Roseland and shit like that. I was 14. You know, so
Yo, it's a
yeah, that's
trip
when I
though, right?
started
The
getting
way
into it.
hardcore, it's a trip. The way if you give it a minute, you guys could both. What do you think about this? Like, if you give it a second, it'll fucking grab you. Like I know it grabbed you, Mike, and now you're saying it. It grabbed me. Like one day, it just because I was like into metal. You know what I'm saying? I was
Right.
always into metal because my father was into rock, so I always like classic rock. But hardcore fucking puts its hook in you, and it fucking it stays with you. It actually when I was a metalhead, everything sucked except for metal. Fuck this, fuck that. Hardcore hooked me, and it kind of opened me up to like I don't know, man. Hardcore's if you give it a second, it'll hook you. Like it means
Definitely.
something. You know,
Well,
it's
what,
weird the way it does it.
like you
It's
said, metal.
relatable.
Like, right, when you say metal, like I would see all these older Guido rocker dudes. They had long hair. You know what I'm saying? And like fucking army jacket or like a beat up MC jacket or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of like Ramones. Like that aesthetic didn't do. Then I see like Eddie Sutton with a fucking a Mets hat on and a fucking Knicks
Yeah, you're like
jersey.
a jersey or something.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And this is the type of shit that I wear. You know what I mean? This is the type of shit that looks like he looks like me. Or you know what I mean? I would see these kids, these Long Island kids. Youth of today. I'm like, these dudes are rocking starter shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I was already listening to hip hop for sure. I was already dressing with polo and shit like that, and listening to hardcore. And then when I would see bands like that, I was like, oh shit, like the hog, like the Slayer type dudes. I'm like, I could enjoy it, but I was like, this shit more. And then when I listened to the lyrics. It's complete, total, pure fucking testosterone angst when you're 14, 15. That's all it's about. It was like hip hop lyrics, but it wasn't hip hop, but it was street music. No matter
Yo, you
what
know
it
what?
was street music. And it
Yeah.
was pro American. You know what I mean? And
With
that's
that
what I
shit you're
really,
saying
and it was
about the
full working
metalheads,
class.
about the metalhead thing. When I was in Long Island, I dove hard into metal. The leather jacket, the hair, the vest over the leather. And I'll
Yeah,
tell you
yeah, yeah.
why. Because in Long Island, it wasn't just like in Brooklyn, it was like rock as they call it. But in
Yeah,
Long
yeah.
Island, in Long Island, they were called the Heads. And the Heads had a presence. Like the Heads used to fucking fight other towns. The Heads used to fight with the fucking black dudes from Wyandotte. Like, right or wrong, Mike. Like the
Yeah.
Heads had they were fucking shot dudes, like, and I was like, wow, this is fucking great.
There
I'm
was a
here.
whole culture.
It was a
Yeah,
whole fucking It was
yeah.
exactly. It was a whole culture, man, and I fucking loved it. We go fucking
It was the internet
flying
for
through the
real.
woods, barbecuing, fucking kegs of beer, and then we fight fucking another town. Like it wasn't like it is now. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's soft now or whatever. I hate to keep doing the back in the day thing. It's hard not to though.
Yeah.
But in Long Island, it was it was the Heads. You're a fucking head. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a thing, man. I don't know. It was a little bit of pride into it. Kind of like
Of
what
course.
hardcore has. Long Island
Yeah.
had that with the fucking Heads and the burnouts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
the Guidos were like the dicks. Meanwhile,
Right.
I got that inner Guido. I'm Italian from Bensonhurst.
We all
It's
do.
always in
We
there.
can't
Like
escape it now.
you can't escape it, or hip hop too. But I don't know, man. In Long Island, there was a certain amount of pride when you were like you were a metalhead, like, man. And I
Well,
really
that's the
like
other
that
thing.
too.
Those were the identities that were also attached to it. That you see, like lately, I don't know, over the past 25 years, like all like these kids today. Did I send you guys the thing? They all look like relief pitches. You know what I'm saying? Like they got crazy fucking hairdos and fucking
Yeah.
mustache. Like it's all over the place. Like they got what does it look like? The sideshow Bob haircut. They all got. You know what I'm saying? We part of what how we grew up was you could be a part of it, but you got to have your own style. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could be a part of this music, but you have to bring your originality and your individuality to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, 5 guys walking around with fucking mohawks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're gonna be like, look at this. What is this? The fucking Mohawk con? What's going on? You know what I mean? But no, you see, like even this, like even fucking Malcolm McLaren when he put the Sex Pistols together. Each one of those band members, they don't look alike. They're not uniformed. Where like you would see that in bands later, they would take a uniformed approach like Devo, or you know what I'm saying, like because it's all part of the visual. But in the whole punk hardcore aesthetic, it was like you just bring you to the table. You know what I mean? And that'll be that's why you see like Peanuts gang. Pigpen. He's the only one that's got the flies around him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's how you know he's Pigpen, aside from the name, of course.
That's one of the things that can draw you into that hardcore music because they kind of the idea is, and whether it's reality or not is a whole nother story, but the idea is you just come as you are, you're accepted, dress how you want to dress.
I'm also talking 40 years ago, of course.
Things aren't always what they seem. Now you have the wrong opinion. They fucking want to kick you out of everything. But that was one of the things. It's the lyrics. When you're fucking 13 and you hear these lyrics and you're listening to this music, reading the lyrics and thinking, is he talking about me? Because I'm going through this. And like you hear the voice and it's like, oh, he's screaming. But like for you, it's passion, it's energy, it's a release of all this fucking angst and fucking life and shit. So it's definitely the lyrics, it's the acceptance, it's all that good stuff, man. That puts their hooks into you like it did us.
I actually got a pretty good West Babylon story about metalheads back in the day. So I remember this guy Frankie. I won't say his name, but Frankie S. Right? He a van in from Wyandanch came over and they baseball batted the shit out of him. I don't know what the reason was. Maybe it was race, maybe because he was a metalhead or whatever the case was. But one day there was a group from Wyandanch walking in West Babylon on 9th Street with a fucking boombox bumping rap.
Right? I'll never forget it. Ant, I think it's important. Is it important to say what Wyandanch and West Babylon are like? Wyandanch is the black neighborhood. West Babylon, is that important to the story?
That's where Rakim's from, right?
Yeah, Rakim's from there. Yeah, I guess so. I just felt a little weird saying it, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a true story, and it is what it is. So Wyandanch is a tough area. It's predominantly black area. It's a tough area. But anyway, they came over, they beat him up or whatever, and months went by. And I don't know why they came over, but they were walking down 9th Street right on 6th. Like, right, you know what I'm saying?
That's deep, too.
Yeah, that's fucking deep. So there was like maybe like 6 or 7 of them, and they were walking through like they didn't give a fuck. Times were different back then, granted. So they had the hip hop, boom, boom, boom. But I'll never forget it. My friend Scott had a couple brothers that lived over there. When I tell you, all of a sudden, like 10 minutes after they went by, there were like 35 metalheads looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like looking to
Wanderers.
It's crazy because that stuff like that, I think now if it happened, everybody would lock their fucking doors.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why all the neighborhoods are fucked up. Because you got to have homogenized neighborhoods.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not saying like, jumping each other is a fucking good thing, but it seems like we were saying, like I was saying before, like the heads, it was like a fucking thing, bro. This is our neighborhood. That's your neighborhood. And you don't see people like that anymore, kind of protecting themselves almost. You don't think it's far-fetched to see everybody locking their doors, put the fucking shades down? Yo, motherfuckers came out. They were like, this is our neighborhood. Oh, guys with long hair who are really not known to be, brawlers now, These fucking metalheads in West
Babylon, bro. Yeah, back then they were, though. Like, back then, the metalheads, as far as my perspective, were the brawlers, the guys doing drugs, the guys drinking. But
the rebels.
Here's another thing that Hollywood has twisted and that everyone believes. Like, no one has ever put the metalhead that I know on screen. It's always the guy who can't get a girl, who likes to play Dungeons and Dragons, who he listens to fucking. They don't even get the music right half the time. But I would love a fucking story about a metalhead from the 80s that was tough, who got the girl, who had problems, issues, you know what I'm saying? And fucking I would love to see that on screen done right.
You know what? There is one out there.
That's a good
There's
idea.
one movie out there that gets it pretty fucking close.
Spinal Tap.
I don't. They're not necessarily
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. There's
This
one
one
out
goes
there.
to 11.
They get it pretty close. It's with Matt Dillon. It's called Over the Edge.
Oh, that's an old movie, right? Older.
It's called Over the Edge.
Yes.
They're like a bunch of rocker kids. They do drugs.
Yes.
They cause trouble.
I gotta rewatch that. Over the Edge.
Yeah,
I remember that was another VHS store movie. I'd see the box. I'm like, yo, what is this shit about? I got a fucking rockers. Let me see. Driller Killer. That looks better.
Yeah, Driller Killer had a great cover.
Yeah.
Still
But that was
traumatized.
pretty close, man. I mean, it doesn't give you Brooklyn life.
Oh, they got you again, Ed. They got you.
See,
See, they didn't like what you were saying.
That's it. That was Matt Dillon. The Matt Dillon police. Right?
I gotta take a screenshot. Can you see fucking how he's stuck like that?
Now, what am I doing?
Hold on. Let me get the phone out. Hold on.
Can't come up a bed. Hey, do you in there?
Ew, they got you, bro.
I think it's now.
I'm crushing your head. Fucking kids in the hole. But the fucking
kids in the hole, Mookie.
I'd love to see a fucking real metalhead in a movie once, like causing trouble, being a badass, having trouble at home, fighting your father.
Gotta write the script. That's it. You know what? It's so funny. We talk about that. How many people like fucking Stallone? He couldn't get arrested. He couldn't get laid in a whorehouse with $20 bills hanging out of his ears. And then I forgot who it was said to him, bro. He goes, "You gotta make it. They're not giving you a shot. You gotta make your shot. You know."
Yeah.
And then he went out and he obviously Rocky followed and whatnot. But yeah, like you got to write that script. If you're not seeing it in this day and age, that's a shining beacon. You got to write that.
The balls he had too to be like, no, I'm directing this. I'm not gonna fucking sell it to you or whatever the fucking case may be. It was crazy.
Chaz did that too, kind of to De Niro, a guy. He went to him and he's like, "Yo, man, I already turned down, but De Niro knew. I'm sure Chaz is very legit. Obviously, but I'm sure there's a little more to it. But for the most part, he gave him what he wanted. You know, like I'll let you play. You can play Sonny. I'll play your father. And we'll make it happen. And they did.
Am I back?
You're back. You gotta check. You gotta check when this comes to fruition. We had a bug out. Which Mike took the fucking screenshot. You got to see it. It's great. That's on
I took the screenshot too.
It's hysterical. But yeah, man, you got to write that script, bro. If you're not seeing it out there, you got to write that script.
The last metalhead on screen was from Stranger Things, and the fucking and the guy, he couldn't get girls, and he was he almost didn't want to sell the cheerleader drugs because he was like feeling bad for her. I was like, yo, man.
With Stranger Things, and I've noticed in a lot of these period pieces that are not that long ago, especially to us, like I lived through the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I know what the 80s was like. And I noticed what they try to do is like they try to jam too much, you know what I mean?
Too much. Yeah.
Too much like with the cultural references
into
like the frame.
Subtlety works way better.
Then they wind up having stupid
shit. Wood paneling. They had it with wood paneling. You could have kept
it's the
it right
subtle
there.
shit. It's the subtle things. You don't got to have R2D2 in the fucking frame. That's 78. You know what I'm saying? Or even still, this is supposed to be 81. Return of the Jedi didn't come out till 83. So what's fucking Slice Noodles doing in the fucking in the shot?
Wait, which one is Slice Noodles? Is that the elephant guy? I know he's part of the band, right?
Yeah, Max Rebo is the elephant guy.
Oh, right.
No, she's the one that sings with the fucking snout. The lips on it. She looked a lot better. The original, the first pass in '83, and then they added shit.
They made her fucking sing the whole song. They did like a 3-minute fucking musical.
Yeah. Again, it was like another case of doing too much, but at least they were inside of the frame of the realm. It was still, It's still
Nice noodles.
it's still stuck. And you got to see what she's built like a fucking 55-year-old fucking torta on fucking Roosevelt Avenue. But
Bro,
I
Roosevelt,
digress.
Jackson Heights. Yo, have you been over? You haven't been over there
She looks
recently,
like
have
she's
you?
working in Jackson Heights, Ice Noodles. I'll
Dude,
tell you that.
Dude, it's fucking. It's like post-apocalyptic fucking
Yo,
Yo,
it's
I've
wild.
seen the
Blade Runner.
videos, bro.
It's
What the
fucking
fuck is
wild.
going on over there?
Yo, it's
Dude,
wild over there. From what
but
I've
that's
heard
like,
from my people in Queens that keep me updated on shit, it's even there. These are Queensites saying, "Yo, this is crazy." You know,
yeah.
you got some of the older heads are like, "Nah, that shit's it kind of came and went." You know what I mean? The game of cat and mouse, whack a mole, but this
And
is
it's
like,
still like, and it's still like heaven compared to Kensington. Have you seen Kensington videos?
yo, remember speaking of
Bro,
HBO? Remember Hookers at the Point?
Oh fuck yeah, I remember that.
It turned
yo,
into
how do
that.
they let that happen in Kensington?
I don't
How do
know. That
yo,
shit is
how
crazy.
do you
What?
let that be? That's
That's
fucking crazy.
drugs.
There's somebody running that fucking city, and you got people
Yeah,
upside
they don't give a
down and
fuck.
laying on the concrete. Bro, I
They don't
was
give a
watching a video the other day on Kensington. There was a fucking dude laying in the fucking street with his mouth open, right? in his
There's some good
fucking mouth
ones.
was fucking flies.
Yeah.
Whole
Yeah.
flies in his mouth, and he's just chilling. There's another one too. The girl's laying down. She's like,
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
she's got
Where dude was
flies all
sending them back
over.
and forth to each other, I
Bro,
think.
she's got
A
flies
couple
all
of
over her fucking charge area. Like,
yeah, I
Yeah,
I'm
saw
it's
like,
that one.
fucking
That's
crazy.
disgusting. That's
bro,
all shit.
how
That's
the
fecal. That's fecal matter. Is
yo,
right behind door number two.
somebody's running that town,
Uh,
and they're
And
like,
just
no, no,
so
things
into the
are okay. Don't worry
and
about it.
let people know we're talking about. It's Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area,
that's Philly, right? Yeah.
and I think that was the mayor, the guy who runs that city. Right, was the guy who was dancing because they got the opportunity to become a sanctuary city, and he's doing
Yeah.
a fucking dance in his office where people are fucking lined up on the block dying of fentanyl.
Yeah, don't
The
worry about
crazy.
them. Don't worry about those fucking guys. But bring in more
I,
people.
I
Yo,
don't
Yeah,
understand.
they have Narcan on every fucking telephone pole on every corner.
And it still don't work. And they're still dying, which is probably
Yeah,
a good
because
thing, I would think. I mean, not to
you
sound
know
like,
what though? They're
harsh,
yeah.
but
taking trank. There's no you can't do nothing about that trank. They
look,
inject fucking horses with it, and you're gonna inject yourself. It's
Oh, I
fucking
just heard about that too. Someone
bro,
brought that up to me, and I
crazy.
was like, I could, and she was like, she told me about it, and I was like, oh, K2. She was like, no, K2 is some other shit. Now they're just injecting
that's
themselves
a
with
that's
fucking
Disneyland
tranquilizer.
compared to that trank shit, right? They turn into
Yeah,
fucking, they get all scaly and shit, right? They have open
yeah,
sores and shit like
yeah.
that.
I had
And
no
there's
idea. I
nothing
just
you can
found
do
out about
about it.
this.
There's nothing you
How,
can do about it. Like if you look at some of those people, they got bandages wrapped all over them because if you open it, they're open fucking sores. It's like holes. It's fucking crazy. But the thing is, you can't stop. You can't stop doing it. It's not like you could take methadone or
try
Suboxone.
to wean off it.
You can't fucking do anything but keep going until they cut your fucking arm off. Now, what you said before, Paulie, sometimes I hate to even say this because as a former addict myself, I like to see people recover. But
Right.
some of those people, if you look at them,
They don't want to
it's
get help.
almost like maybe if they passed away, you might be doing them a fucking favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
a
I
lot.
mean,
look, a
They
lot of
have an
them
I hate
don't
to
ad-
say
want
it like
help
that,
either.
but
They're too. Yeah, I understand, and that's why I said, look, there's a lot of people like they don't want to help. They're too far gone. They got nobody. You know what I mean?
Yo, they have
So
fucking some of these people. They have an attitude problem too. There's one guy I was waiting for my train. He was
there's
like,
that.
you got change, and I didn't understand. I was like, no, I don't work for the trains. He was like, no, change. You got change.
I got
It's
that
like, yo,
either.
it's like,
yeah,
what do
yeah.
you?
Now you'll get something. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. All right,
Yo,
fucking
you
Hey,
want
like,
to know
he
oh,
got.
something, man? Check this out.
you're
Real quick.
begging.
I just missed it. I just missed all that shit because I was hooked on opiates for a while. I just missed all of that shit. Like that all because now they're injected like they're making fake 30s, you know what I'm saying, with fentanyl and trank in them. I just missed that shit. That could have been me like this.
Yeah, yeah,
It
man.
could have been me with
Yeah,
sores and
same
fucking,
here.
and there's no way for me to get off. The
Yeah,
sickness is too fucking hard for people to just kick. You can't kick trank. you'll fucking, you know what I mean? It's not
You
like,
need hospitalization then for that, no?
yeah, I got clean right before that shit came in, or else I'd be fucking somewhere in
Thank
Kensington,
God.
maybe fucking
Or
Thank
dying.
God.
yeah, you'd have to be locked up for a while too, just to fucking go through the detox while you're locked up or something.
Yeah,
Nobody can help you. Like, how can they help me? You know, nobody can help you. Everybody runs
no.
to Kensington because they get all the free bags, and that's how they hook them. You know, but how could anybody help me? It would have been in my 40s. You know, when you're a kid, everybody tries to help you out. You know, you're young. You know, he's
Yeah.
going down the wrong path. But when you're older and you're addicted, people they still care, but they can't really do nothing. You know, he's a man. He's fucked up. Like, you know. But
Yeah?
anyway, yeah. I just missed that shit. Thank the fucking Lord I got clean and I got right.
Yeah.
So
Amen. Amen. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Paulie,
Michael.
what you been up to? What's going on, man? How you doing? You got anything cooking?
Well, you know, I got the show coming up in September. The Brooklyn
Tell us
Pop
about it.
is still going on. Uh, that's uh, that's the standing art exhibit in Brooklyn, New York. Obviously, of course. That's Mr. Cage's A Brooklyn Dream. That shit is that's a whole show on its own. But we'll definitely talk about that when we're off this month. This is August, right?
Yeah.
And in September we're gonna come back at it with the 1 year, and we've been doing this shit 1 year already. And I got that movie Saints Code coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but it should. I seen them doing They sent me a promo of it, so
So
that
it
should
should
be
be
coming
soon.
out. Should be pretty soon. I'll send it to you. Whatever. I'll send anybody out there in TV land, out there in phone land. Yeah, I'll send these or whatever. Just fucking hit me up. I'll send it to you. Or I'll send you to the. I'll put you in the direction to it. But yeah, man, just been enjoying the summer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just been enjoying staying the fuck out of the city. New
What
life.
do you do about your lawn care? You got people to come, or you have a rider, or what?
I got my brother-in-law helps me out. We got to ride him on. We're actually starting to got to pivot to winter time now. I start thinking about the winter. We've been doing a lot of gardening at my sister's. We've been cleaning out a lot of zooks, a lot of fucking cucumbers.
Zooks. What is that? That
Yeah,
sounds like a fucking racial
zucchini,
term, bro.
the
Zucchini,
roots,
baby.
No
the
racism.
zucchini. They
This
got
is a no
roots.
racism zone. No
They are
zooks.
they are. We
What
got
can I
melon
say?
johns, we
Eggplant.
got
Can I say
zooks, we got
eggplant or no?
eggplants, we got whatever you want. No, we're equal opportunity. We give them all to everybody. Yo, it's crazy up here, bro. I got foxes. There's these cute gray fox cubs that I see on my walk. It's in the farm around, but on the other side of my property. Yo, these things are sick. I'll send you the. I got them on tape. I'll send it on tape on my
On
on my
tape,
phone.
Grandpa.
I'm gonna send you in the mail. I'm gonna send it to you in the mail on a TDK 90-minute VCR
He's
tape.
gonna be like this with his camcorder, like this.
COD.
Actually, let me turn this light on. Hold
Cash on delivery.
on. Exactly.
Wow, remember that fucking CODs? Holy shit!
Yo, let me get a loan from the money tree. Let me call Phil Rizzuto.
Oh my God, that's right. The
The
fucking
money tree. The money tree is the best. Remember Phil Rizzuto? How's your summer been, guys? What's
Hey,
been
what
going
you
on?
got going on?
uh. Well, we got a show. We got a show on Sunday. We're doing the benefit for Big Rob Castoria's mother.
Sunday, August 10th.
Yeah, man. 2 o'clock. First band at 3 at Lucky 13's in Brooklyn, and it's gonna be.
I got to throw
Hopefully, I
that
can
up
get.
on my page.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. There's
No
gonna be a
doubt.
lot of people there. There's gonna be raffles, fucking merch. I got some shirts for the breed apart. You know, in the back it says like in between your shoulder blades, it's got a breed apart NYHC, and on the back it says in between your shoulder blades, it says bring back the punch to the face.
Beautiful.
But yeah,
Yo,
there's gonna be a lot of shit. They're gonna be barbecuing. You know who's gonna be there? Fucking Deadshot, Ritualized, Threat to Society. Silence Equals Death, Us A Breed Apart, Urban Waste, Enrage, and there's going to be a special guest. I can't tell you, unfortunately, but
You're gonna have
come
to come
on.
down. You're gonna
I'm
have to
out of
come
here.
down,
Fuck
bro.
this. Turn me
You
off.
gotta have to
That's
come
it.
down to find
I'm
out.
not coming back until this fuck, till I know who it is. I'm not coming back till I know who
Yeah.
the fuck it is.
I gotta tell you after. I can't say nothing. I made a
Hey,
promise.
a little birdie told me,
Yeah,
no,
a
no,
little
no.
bit. I heard some things.
Oh.
I heard some things. And Furia 5 is gonna headline it.
So Furia
So
5, A Breed Apart, Sunday, August 2nd, 2 p.m. Lucky 13, Saloon of Brooklyn. Awesome.
That's the
yeah,
one
Beautiful.
man,
thing that I do miss. If there's
it'll
anything
be
I
good.
miss about the city is to be close enough to come by and fucking support and come through on a fucking Saturday or Sunday and wherever you're playing, like the old days. Lucky 13, right? Which one was we at? We had so many fun times
Speaking
over
of
there,
which, that was the
especially your
veterans
gigs. I remember
benefit.
I was in a fucking suit throwing
Yeah,
elbows. That
I
was a
was
good
just
one.
watching. I was just watching a video that some guy made for me. He's like, "Yeah, I'll do a video with your band." So he made a video for me, and he timed it fucking perfect. It's the song we did called "Hardcore Strong," and it slows down right before the breakdown. You come out and you're like, "My boys are pretty apart, bro," and then the break comes in. I gotta send it to you. It's fucking
Yeah,
yo. You got
definitely.
your fucking jacket and your suit, bro. It's dope.
I had a great time, but that was a great fuck. The Purple Heart benefit that was.
Yeah, the
That was a
veterans benefit.
that
Yep,
was
yep.
that was a good one. We did a few of them. That I remember that one. That was a great
We're
time.
doing
And
another one.
everybody fucking killed it that night. I remember that
Yeah,
afternoon into the
ridiculous,
evening.
ridiculous.
So many people that I haven't seen in a long time. It was so great to see. Jimmy G was there. I love him. He's always the fuck. Uncle Jimmy's the fucking best. Was he
Funny
there
back.
for that one or the one before?
What's that?
I,
I don't
he
remember.
was it. I think I'm not sure if he was at that
No,
I don't
benefit.
think I
they
saw
played
him.
that show.
They played that show,
Oh,
right?
they
Yeah, I was
did?
gonna say,
Russo played. They headlined.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was fucking awesome.
I
Yeah,
remember
There's
when I
gonna
was
be
if
doing.
another
there's
one
anything I miss, if
in
there's anything I
February.
miss, it's being close enough to come and do. Oh, when February?
Yeah, they're doing. Jimmy's doing another veterans benefit, and
Oh
he
man, I
already
gotta.
asked us to be on. So we're gonna do another
That
one.
would be awesome. I gotta
I
see it.
remember when
Yeah.
February.
I was
February's
I
tough.
was
It
doing
turns
my
into fucking Hearth
podcast
up here.
from that show, and my podcast at the time I had this big fucking board. I had like
Yep.
so much
It was
shit. Whereas
mayhem that
now,
day.
now I have a thing. It's like this big, and that's all I need. But I
Yeah,
had
I
a
you
was
brought
board
listening
the
with
to that.
fucking
studio.
levers and shit. I had like
Yo, I was
10,000
listening to
knobs.
that, man, a couple weeks ago. Bro, that came out great. Bro, you had everybody coming in, talking to everybody. You had people take over while you watched the show. Yo, that podcast was dope, man. That whole day, that whole setup, from the minute the doors opened, the fucking place was packed, bro.
Yeah,
Packed.
that was awesome. That was an awesome one.
I got videos of people all over me, bro, jumping, fucking killing each other. Fuck, it was
Those
great, man.
pits
What
were
a night.
sick. Those pits were
Yeah, it
sick.
was
Even
cool.
I was like, all right, I got it off, but I'm fucking moving to the side, and I'm just fucking go ahead. You know, and then I was
Actually, you
like,
know what? During that show, I just
it got
remembered
pretty
because
wild,
Ed, you fucking
and
reminded
I
me
love
just
the
now
wild.
that when I was doing that show, that I was by myself, and there was a time where I was like, "Holy shit, I don't know what the fuck to do." Because my boy from California, who I had on this show last week, he called in because I was taking calls at the time, and he filled in such a big block of me, like not talking to anybody, not knowing what to do. So a big shout out to Chris for ADO Radio for filling up that void. And
Chris,
then
you did a great job.
as soon as someone sat down, I was like, all right, Chris, I gotta go. I was like, yo, you did your job.
Yo,
So
we should start
big shout
taking
out to
calls on
Chris.
here. We should start
Was
taking
that the
calls
guy
on
you
here.
had on the last episode?
Oh, the movie guy. The movie
Yo,
guys. That
that
guy.
The
was
movie guy.
yo, that was a good one because I wanna shout him out for saying fucking Jim Cotta. Yo, that movie is so
Cotta.
fucking bad, but I
That was
watch it
awesome.
every couple months because it's so bad. It's fucking great.
That's
Jim
up there with
Cotta,
American Ninja.
American Ninja. Yeah.
Yo, check this out, guys. I found this so fucking funny. I had Chucky Brown on. You guys know him. Yo,
Yeah, Chucky, what up, buddy?
He fucking would have swore up and down that Michael Dudikoff and fucking the guy from Friday the 13th Part 6 who played Tommy was the same guy.
No, I watched that episode. Chucky, I love you, buddy, but
Hey, yo.
you're wrong.
Yo, if you look at it, I can see it. I
Yeah,
can
me too.
definitely see it.
You're
me
all
too.
wrong. That was Jan Michael Vincent.
Oh
John
shit!
Chad Michael. Remember that fucking guy? He was like a
He was in
sexy
everything.
motherfucker. He went
He was
right
in
down the
everything. Yeah, he was in everything for a hot second. He was in every
Yo.
VCR movie I rented on a Saturday night for
Do you
sure.
know who else I'm gonna throw in there? Who's gonna be the fourth guy of this team? Fucking Michael Paré. You're gonna throw him right in there.
You could do Michael John
Paré,
White.
wait. Is that Eddie and the Cruisers?
Michael Paré,
Yeah.
yes. Hey, Michael Paré. That's another video store one. I always see it on the fucking on the shelf. Always see that. Fucking Eddie and the Cruisers.
So we
Yo,
got
I
our fucking
miss
80s
video
team.
stores. No,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I miss
Yeah,
the
man.
video store, going in and see all the new releases and all the old shit. Yo,
I spent hours in video stores.
We've said it a million times, but the video store in West Babylon was the fucking top tier, the best. That place was the best.
Which one was that? I don't. That
The
was
one in
Sunrise
West
Highway.
Babylon. Yes, the one that you went to the left, and it was all the
Yeah.
fucking horror movies, and I'm talking like the real deal. The toolbox murders and fucking Driller Killer, Day of the
Mortuary.
Dead, fucking all the
Yeah.
ones when you walked in there, you actually felt yourself when you went in there. You were like, all right, this is where the real shit is. All right.
Yeah. I started going on fucking Tubi to look for some of those movies that, like,
They
I'm
have
gonna
them.
get a couple examples where, like, there's a movie called Dead and Buried. I don't know if
Yes.
you guys remember. The
Yes.
cover of this was like the cement. She's like in the cement
Yep.
or something.
I
Yes.
remember that one. Yep.
There's another movie called Mortuary.
I
Like,
Yes.
remember that.
Spasms. You guys remember
Any-
Spasms?
What about
Anything on
Mausoleum?
Yeah,
Mausoleum. I
Mausoleum.
just watched that. I just
How
watched
about
that
this?
shit.
Basically anything on Gorgon Video.
Gorgon.
That's
Yes.
it. Anything
Yes.
on Gorgon.
Gorgon
You see the logo with Medusa? Yo, this
With
is
Medusa,
sick.
that shit's fucked up. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
I might be scared to even pick it up. I don't know. This shit's
Yo,
fucking
I
creepy.
would get legit shook it, so I'd read the book and I'd be like fucking walking like, oh shit. Like stay on your
And-
toes. Whatever you were
When
just looking at is gonna
into
come
that
out.
video store, as soon as you walk in the door, right, they had the big aisle with some stuff in the middle, but above the desk was a wall, like, and on that wall was a big giant poster, Exterminators of the Year 3000.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that one.
Which I think his name was Steve Janucci.
Yo,
Who's that,
they
Buddy
fucking-
Giovinazzo?
those fucking Italians, they ripped off everything, man. They had
Everything, bro.
bootleg Road Warrior movies, bootleg
They
Conan
did.
movies, bootleg Escape from New York movies, but I watched them all.
Speaking of
What about-
exterminators, how about the
Yo,
exterminator?
I like
That's
those.
The
I like
Exterminator
those.
1 and 2. I remember the first cover, like this dude's got a motorcycle helmet on, a tank top, and a fucking short sword off. Oh no, he had a flamethrower. I'm like,
Flamethrower.
what
Yo,
the
I just
fuck
watched
was
that a
this
couple
thing?
weeks ago.
That was a fucked
Yo.
up movie, man.
Yo, Paulie, I have that poster hanging up on my wall.
That's a
fucking
dope
great.
poster, bro.
That's
The
That's
one
a
you just
classic.
described.
That's
Yeah.
I would look at that and be like, what the fuck? And then when I watched it, I was like, almost like, I felt like I was watching some shit I shouldn't have been watching. Like, it was all like Times Square and seedy motherfuckers.
Yeah, it
and,
was
you know what I'm saying?
gritty.
They were raping that kid up in the fucking, in the hotel room. I'm like, yo. And it was that dude, he was the Hellman's man. Remember the old Hellman's commercial? That old fucking bald Jewish guy, he's got glasses and the hair and the fucking
I don't remember that.
I don't
Don't
remember that
remember that.
either.
if I show you who this guy, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. He was like one of those. He was almost like a Larry Bud Melman, but he was like more of a serious actor. And then, but he was in that, bro. I remember seeing that shit. I was like, yo, I was kind of like, I was almost like traumatized. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this all about, man? Like I
Yo,
didn't
you
feel good.
remember
You know,
Exterminator
I
2?
felt fucked up. Like I seen some shit. Like when you first saw a porn magazine when you were a kid, and you're like, this is fucked up, and then you're like, oh, what is this? You
Yeah.
had that feeling like,
It's
oh
a
man,
weird.
what
It's like a weird
Yeah, like-
feeling.
it's like your innocence being gently scrubbed away. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
do you
And
wanna
you
know
feel it.
something?
And you're
Oh, I
like,
think I
whoa,
fucking
what the
love
fuck is this? I know this is fun. Yo,
shit.
the Dead End by where I grew up in Dyker Heights, the Dead End, there was always like porn mags hanging around and abandoned cars, stripped cars, all kinds of shit on the fucking overpass. And always over there, you'd find some crazy, and it wasn't like, like
That's how-
Playboy. It was like the real shit. Like you could tell some teenagers must have been hanging out there, whatever. And we saw the remnants of the night before. And
Some
that
real
shit-
fucking smut.
yeah, real like, whoa, this ain't fucking, Playboy. Like this is like,
No, this is some
what are they
grimy
doing?
shit.
Yeah, right. Like this is some shit. I'm gonna go
Like,
home, man.
yeah, this is the shit that's
I'm
gonna
not
make me
going home with my
uncomfortable.
mom, man. I'm getting the fuck. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think I should be here, man.
Meanwhile, like the next day comes, you're like, oh, I wonder if that shit's still over
Yeah,
there.
100% go right back to the
You go right the
beeline.
fuck back.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that shit's still there. There's like two more. They're like, oh.
Oh
And then,
shit.
and now, look at it now. We bug out now. You got kids that were younger than us at that time, and they're literally watching beheadings on on the internet.
Terrible what's going on over here.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
man.
that.
They're getting you.
That's got to have some effect on like the psyche of the country, like just being able to watch
100%.
like
Without a doubt.
beheadings and like
Without a
porn
doubt.
anytime you want.
Desensitization. We used to look at Faces of Death, speaking of fucking VCR, and that shit was supposed to be like a snuff film. Meanwhile, we don't really know the laws back then. You obviously you couldn't. It was fake. You couldn't sell a snuff film at Tasso's Video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was marketed as that, and it was like, yo, Faces of Death. You got to see that. The monkey, they're beating them, they're eating the brains. Meanwhile, it was just the shit that Channel News, the Jumper. That was the real death, but it wasn't
And the
kind of
fucking and you know
and
what's
the
so stupid?
autopsies.
The host of the show, his name was Dr. B. Gross. Like, how did
Yeah,
we not know that shit was fucking?
Yo,
we were
what?
fucking
I
10
didn't
years
know that.
old, bro. That's why.
Didn't know that back then. How about that, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I caught the play on words right away. You know what I'm saying? But now you look at these kids that were our age then, and they're already got full on. They're looking at hardcore porn. They're looking at fucking straight up and down death, straight up and down killing. You know what I mean? Like straight
Yo, did you
suicides, like
guys
whatever the fuck they want to
did you
say.
guys see did you see that movie, A Serbian Film?
No,
No,
I heard
but
about the end, so
I
I
heard
stayed away
about
from it.
it.
Holy fucking shit. I
Yeah.
don't I watched that movie and I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this? But I tell you what, with the exception of a couple parts, that fucking movie's intense as fuck. I mean, there's all sorts of shit going on. Some stuff I thought to myself, this fucking guy put this movie together. Somebody approved it. Actors decided to act in it.
Oh,
Distribution.
it was greenlit. Gave money,
Bro, I
all that.
can't believe it was greenlit. I can't believe
Yeah.
some of the shit that goes on in that movie. There's some parts of fucking just, besides the parts that are really fucked up that made me want to turn it off, there's other parts in that movie that are just off the fucking hook. I mean, I'm talking about, there's everything in that movie from pedophilia to rape to drug use to sex to fucking bashing people's faces in with fucking hammers, bro. It's so fucking nuts. I can't believe that movie, like you said, got greenlit. I've never seen anything like that before. And we've seen a lot of shit through the years. That movie is fucking twisted, bro.
I heard the thing about the baby, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, just even
Yeah,
the whole.
it's so fucked up. But what it is when I heard about it, I was like, they don't tell you exactly what's going on in the movie, but they tell you, oh, it's this, it's that. So I had to watch it, and I watched it. Within like the first 20 minutes, I'm like, if I saw this director on the street, I might break his fucking face.
Yeah.
But if you could just, yo, that fucking movie's intense, bro. It's so fucked up. Like I was like, holy shit. It's worse than that one about the Sodom. What's that one?
Salo.
Salo, yeah, the one with Rifki from fucking Midnight Express.
1,000 Days in Sodom.
Yo, that movie's fucking twisted. The Serbian Film makes them all look soft. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe
Yeah,
what I
that's
was
crazy.
watching.
I don't know if I got the, you know what I mean? I don't know if I got that fucking wild streak in me to sit there, you know what I mean? Like,
I won't
when I
watch
was,
it again.
when
I
I was
think I'm
younger, I
fucking.
probably.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, when I was younger, I would have searched it out. I would have like looked for the most extreme shit I could find, the most extreme
Yeah.
shit. Now, if someone told me about one scene in that movie, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
What's
Yeah.
With the baby.
Yeah, that's tough. Yo, check this out. Yeah, it's tough. That's the part I was like, I'll fucking kill this guy if I see him. But yo, there's one part in that movie, right? And there's a table, and there's two people bent over the table, but there's blankets on their back, so you can't see them.
Oh, I remember
And
this. Yeah.
yeah,
I heard about
He's
that.
just railing. He's railing one of them, and his brother is railing the other one. And the guy comes over. Somebody else comes over because there's like this whole fucking network of these fucking maniacs. And he runs over, and they're all drugged up. So they're like hate fucking these two things on the table. So the guy runs over and he pulls the blanket over. His brother's banging his wife, and he's banging his own kid. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, who the fuck? How is this okayed somewhere?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, and like, there's a couple parts where like women are tied down and they're getting smashed. I'm like, wow, this is really fucking. And I'm not squeamish at all, you know. I could watch somebody get gutted in front of me in real life and you know, not have a problem trying to hold them together. I don't get squeamish. This movie had me fucking twisted. Like, I was like,
Well, it goes back to the emotions, man. You know, the imagery and the emotions involved with it. You know what I'm saying? It's an attack on your sensory
and the
system.
way it was filmed, the way they filmed it, it was very like. Do you remember the movie 28 Days Later? Like the violent
I
scenes
never
were made.
saw that.
Yeah, that's a good one. The violent scenes are made graphic, like the way they, you know what I'm talking about, like.
Because
Yeah.
he filmed that on I think he filmed it using like
9mm
like
film.
I think
8mm film.
he used like an old kind of film or something.
It was
Give it
very
that creepy.
graphic, you know,
Yeah.
and these scenes in the Serbian film are graphic as fuck. It almost looks, the baby part looks fake as fuck, but some of the shit that goes on in that movie is like, it's so graphic and almost real. It's like, holy fuck, man. Like, if you would have sent me that script, I would have been like, yeah, I was like, yeah, come over, we'll talk about it. And then when you come in, me and my boys will give a beat.
That's what they need. They should have done to that guy.
Yeah, I think 28 years later was shot on an iPhone. That's what that
Yeah, these
director.
phones are fucking sick. You could definitely do that shit now.
So that
On an
director,
iPhone?
he likes to use different things to make movies. What the fuck is
I'm
his
going to
name
say,
again?
What?
oh my God, oh, fuck. I
Train
was just talking,
Spotting, 28 Days Later.
yeah,
You know
Civil
what?
War.
You know what you were talking
Danny
about?
Boyle?
Danny Boyle.
Well,
When you were
there's
telling
another guy too, Danny Boyle, and the other guy. I forget his name. But I'm going to say this right now. Yo, 28 years later was fucking terrible.
really,
Yeah.
Terrible. Oh, so I was sitting there with my son. We waited a long time because 28 days I like, 28 months or whatever the fucking weeks or whatever.
Weeks.
The second one, I like that one too. And we're sitting here, me and my son, we're psyched to watch this fucking movie. Yo, half hour in, I'm looking at him. He's like, yo, what the fuck are we watching right now?
Yeah.
It was just,
That's why I don't care about things like fucking like there's a new Jason coming out. I don't give a fuck, and I love Jason.
yeah.
I don't care about new Jason. I don't care
No.
about fucking 30 years later there's a sequel to something. It's like it's all gonna suck. Maybe I'm jaded, but it's all gonna suck.
You're right. Yo, I want the
it's
Jason
hard
with the
truth.
bag on his fucking head.
yeah, definitely. But even so, how about come up with something new? Well, what happened to the creative direction? What happened to being
There is
creative?
none.
What
There
you
is
know?
none.
No, I know. That's why we have to bring it back, and that's what I'm saying. Like to you, Michael, you got to write that script. You said you haven't seen that Metalhead movie that spoke to you yet. Maybe that's because you got to write it.
Have you guys seen the Action Park documentary at all?
Yes. Yes.
Now there was some like old school rocker guys in there. I don't that would go to Action Park and do drugs and just be crazy. Like those are the
Yeah.
guys. That
You
was
gotta
the culture.
You got to center it around 24 hours. Bing, bing, bang. Fucking from
Yo,
the
Daddy
morning.
took us there when we were young.
I
Which
don't
is,
remember.
That was a
well,
big
you
thing,
were,
bro.
I was young.
If you were
fucking
a
really
kid,
young.
you were taken to fucking Action Park. Was like, whoa.
Yo, Daddy we never went anywhere. We were in the fucking neighborhood. That's it. But somehow, Daddy knew somebody, and he had his girl, and we went on. I don't know if I don't remember how it was, but there were four
He
people.
he finagled something.
Yeah, somehow we were in Action Park, and I remember going down those fucking slides and jumping off. Dude, I was like, I must have been 10, jumping off
Well,
the
that's-
high board. Nobody gave a fuck. Like,
Those
Yeah.
commercials were sick. Those commercials
yo,
were like,
that shit
whoa.
was real, man. People
Yeah,
were
I
Yeah.
remember
that place.
I remember. Maybe I remembered it wrong because I was so young. I don't know if it was. If my memory is Nelly Bly, I got a fucking
Oh, that
rug
was the
burn on
best.
that big.
That's my
Remember that
favorite.
big slide with the fucking
Yeah.
sack? I
Yeah,
remember
all the
getting
way down.
burnt
Yeah.
on that thing. But
That was
maybe it was.
Nelly Bly.
Maybe it was
Nelly
Action
Bly
Park.
was the
I don't
best.
know.
Nelly Bly had it. Yeah.
But I'm
To be
saying maybe I
fair-
got injured at Action Park and just remembered it wrong.
You never know. Trauma has a funny way like that, you know?
Yeah.
Physical, mental.
Before I let you go, I wanted to ask you something, Paulie, because you mentioned ska music before.
Yeah.
What does ska mean? SKA. Is there? Because I was watching a documentary and someone described it as skinhead reggae, ska. But you have any idea?
From what I remember of ska was basically it was all the old Jamaican musicians from the island when they were playing. They were trying to play like doo-wop records and '60s stuff that was popular here in the States. But they would put their own little twist to it and whatnot. And it started out. It wasn't even called ska. It was called blue beat and rock steady. And then ska, I think, this is my interpretation of it. I'm not sure why it's called ska, but it might have something to do with the guitar chords, ska, 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 ska,
Oh,
ska.
right,
It's
yeah.
a little chink, chink. But I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I've known ska to be like the two-tone movement, Madness Specials, the ska that they're talking like Desmond Decker and Blue Beat really was what it was. Uh, that was more 50s, 60s. Ska got faster. They say it was the prelude to reggae. Reggae, yeah, ska was faster, and reggae was the slowed down version of ska.
Mm,
Is what I've always heard arguments about it and
yeah.
whatnot. But now it's third wave, this wave, that wave. The
Yeah.
Toasters and all the New York City ska type shit I got into from listening to the two-tone ska shit, Specials, Madness, Selector, English Beat, you know what I mean? And then once I found out that Americans were doing the same shit, it was faster and it was kind of groovier and more urban, you know what I'm saying? Urban Blight, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that kind of shit it was the same thing, but it was more like, it felt more homegrown. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah.
New York. Even though the dude Bucket is an Englishman from the Toasters.
I
But,
never picked up on the ska. I don't know. Not that I don't like it. I never picked up on it though for some reason.
yeah,
Some of that old Trojan Records, like skinhead
Yeah.
stuff, is kind of
Yeah.
cool. If
No,
I
yeah,
to
that's
have
the
it
blue beat. That's the blue
to
beat.
have like in the
Rocksteady shit.
background at a party or something. It's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
kind
I
of,
never jumped in though. I never jumped into it really, but I respect it. I like it, but I never got into it too much.
Yeah,
Do we have
and then,
any
and when it came to the States, like they took it and really fucking it was dead for a while, and then like Steve Ferris and
safe
type of
Ferris?
yeah, these
Steve
type of
Ferris,
That's
bands.
the band you pull out of your ass.
That like, that's new
That's
shit.
great.
Yeah. And they're even old now. I couldn't even tell you what. I got to look into that though. Actually,
All right, so we have any new Breed Apart music coming out or anything?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this show. We're gonna get this show out of the way, and then we're having drummer issues right now. We had one guy who flaked. We had another guy who was great, but he had a warrant, so he had to go to jail. He's still in jail. So then we had
that
to.
sucks.
Yeah, that's some hardcore shit right there. So now we got another guy who's really good. He's young, and he wants to play. So if he sticks with us, we're gonna write some shit. If not, and the other guy gets out of jail, we're gonna write some new shit, and then we're gonna try to write some new shit.
Kind of like Spinal Tap. They had drummer problems as well. Except
Fuck, man.
one of their guys just
You ain't a
exploded.
band unless
one time.
you're not a band unless you have drummer problems. Is what I understand.
It's official.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate jumping on the
Always
show.
always a pleasure, boys. Let's do it again in a little
Anytime,
while.
brother.
100%. Boys, we always stay in touch. I'll be talking with you all out there and everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. We grown up, but we ain't. We getting old. We're growing
Yeah, a
up.
little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Grown up, but not
A
getting old.
little bit, but-
Oh, man.
Yo,
Oh, but
respect,
getting old.
fellas.
Later,
Peace,
guys.
Peace, Michael.
Later.
Thanks for checking out the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Gungo Podcast. That's GUNGO podcast. And listen to past episodes at gungo.podbean.com.